Guys, and welcome to another Minecraft GA Stadiums football predictions video. I put more fucking titles on that than I can't remember what movie has a shit ton of titles. But this is the final weekend of the group stages of the Football League. So next weekend there will be the finals. So let's jump right in. Up first, we have the Royne 4 clash between Tipperary and London. Now, should Tipperary win, they can reach the league final. If London win, it won't matter for them at all. So, I think Tipperary kind of have the advantage going in. I'm going to say by 3 points. I think Tip have a good chance at making the league final. So, Tipperary to win by 3 points. Up next, we have the Royne 4 clash between Cavan and Waterford. Now, should Cavan win, they'll definitely reach the league final. If Waterford win, nothing, because they're bottom of the table. So it's a good advantage for Cavan. I'm gonna go with 5 points. I think Cavan are probably almost guaranteed to be the strongest team in Royne 4. So Cavan to win by 5 points. Up next, we have the Royne 4 clash between Carlow and Wexford. Now, regardless of the result, nothing will change for the two of them. Neither of them can reach the league final, and of course, because it's the bottom division, nobody will get relegated. So, it's kind of a harder one to predict based on that. So, I think I'm going to go with Wexford, but not by much at all. I'm going to say by 1 point in the end. I think it'll just be like a lucky point at the very end of the match. So Wexford to win by 1 point. And our first game on Sunday, we have the Royne 1 clash between Monaghan and Dublin. Should Monaghan win, they can avoid relegation and relegate Dublin, because they'll just pull away. But if Dublin win, they can avoid relegation and relegate Monaghan. Now, one of them being relegated, not entirely guaranteed, because there's also still Tyrone that it could affect. But one of the two of them, I think, will definitely get relegated. So, kind of hard to predict. I think Dublin are kind of getting back to a winning formula. But Monaghan, they're not entirely weak. It's just compared to the other team. I'm gonna say Monaghan. I think they'll just about manage to relegate though. I'm going to say 1 point in the end. I think they'll get that one lucky point. So Monaghan to win by 1 point. Up next, we have the Royne 1 clash between Donegal and Armagh. Now, should Donegal win, heavily dependent on the score difference, they could just make it to the final. Now, it depends heavily on the score difference. They would have to obliterate Armagh and hope that anyone else in the running will slip up as well. However, if Armagh win, they're guaranteed a spot in the final. Near it, almost. Well, not entirely guaranteed, but compared to between the two of them, Armagh are more guaranteed. So, I think I'm going to go with Armagh on this. I think they're just in the better position. I'm going to say by 2 points. I don't know if Armagh will reach the final. Maybe they will. Maybe it'll just about manage it. So who knows? But I'm going to Armagh to win by 2 points. Up next, we have the Royne 1 clash between Kerry and Tyrone. Now, if Kerry win, definitely reach the league final. They're sitting at the top of the table, so a win will just keep them there. However, if Tyrone win, once again, like Donegal, very heavily dependent on the score difference, but doubtful being against Kerry. But they could also avoid relegation, but if Kerry win, they could relegate Tyrone. So this one is going to be a battle. This one is going to be I think it's going to be a tight one, but I'm going to say Kerry to win by 2 points. I think Kerry are definitely, I'd say Kerry are pretty much guaranteed to win the league. Whereas Tyrone, they're struggling, but Kerry to win by 2 points. Next, we have the Round 1 clash between Mayo and Kildare. Should Mayo win, they'll definitely reach the league final. And Kildare, once again, they're in the position that heavily dependent on the score difference. But it's doubtful being against Mayo. I think Mayo are going to do really well against. I'm gonna go with 3.1. I think Mayo are just. I think it's definitely going to be Mayo and Kildare or Kerry to be in the league final. So Mayo to win by 3 points. Up next, we have the Round 2 clash between Down and Clare. Should Down win, they will avoid relegation depending on the score difference. So they're kind of relying on other games to go their way. Whereas if Clare win, nothing will happen because they're kind of middle of the table, so they can't go up, they can't go down. So, but I think Clare have that. With that, Clare have the advantage. So I'm going to say by 2 points. I think they can win the game and possibly relegate Down. So Clare to win by 2 points. Up next, we have the Round 2 clash between Roscommon and Galway. Now, should Roscommon win, they can reach the league final. If Galway win, they can reach the league final. So, tough one, but Galway have kind of been the strongest team in it this year, so I think I'm going to go Galway, and I'm going to go with 2 points. I think Roscommon are definitely the second strongest team in it, and Galway are the strongest, so Galway to win by 2 points. Next, we have the Round 2 clash between Offaly and Cork. Should Offaly win, they can avoid relegation, and should Cork win, they can avoid relegation. So it's a bit like Dublin and Monaghan. They'll cause the other to get relegated. So with that, I think I'm going to go Cork on this one. I think they're that little bit stronger, and I'm going to say 3 points. I think Cork are just that little bit stronger than Offaly, so Cork to win by 3 points. Next, we have the Round 2 clash between Meath and Derry. Now, should Meath win, nothing will happen, but if Derry win, they can reach the final. So, it's hard to. I think I'm going to go with Derry then, based on that. But I think Meath will probably put it up to them. So I'm going to say about 1 point. I think Derry can hold out, but or Meath can hold out, but Derry will just get it in the end. So Derry to win by 1 point. Next, we have the Round 3 clash between Antrim and Westmeath. If Antrim win, they can reach the league final. If Westmeath win, they can also reach the league final. So it's a very close one. But I think I'm going to go with Antrim on this, and I'm going to say by 3 points. I think they'll just edge it out in the end. So Antrim to win by 3 points. Next, we have the Round 3 clash between Limerick and Fermanagh. Should Limerick win, they can reach the league final. If Fermanagh win, depending very heavily on other games, once again, they could possibly reach the league final. So they are going to be fighting pretty hard. With that, I think I'm going to go with Fermanagh based on that. And I'm going to say 2 points. I think Limerick will hold their own, but Fermanagh might just edge it out. I'd say they're going to be that bit hungrier for it. So Fermanagh to win by 2 points. Up next, we have the Round 3 clash between Laois and Longford. Should Laois win, they can avoid relegation. But if Longford win, they can also avoid relegation. So I think we're in a similar situation with, who is it? Dublin and Monaghan, and who was the other teams? Was it Meath and Derry or someone like that? So yeah, both are going to be looking to avoid relegation. But I think Longford will be the ones to manage to avoid it. So I'm going to go by 3 points. I think Longford, like, they'll just get it in the end. So Longford to win by 3 points. Up next, we have the Round 3 clash between Wicklow and Louth. Now, should Wicklow win, they can avoid relegation. If Louth win, they can reach the league final. So I think I'm going to go with Louth on this, based on that. And I'm going to say, but I'm going to go with 4 points. I think Louth are a decently strong team. So Louth to win by 4 points. And our final game of the weekend, we have Sligo v Leitrim in Royne 4. Now, the winner of this can reach the league final, regardless of which one of them it is. Both of them are in the position to reach the league final. But I think I'm going to go with Sligo on it. I think Sligo are a decently strong team at the minute. So I'm going to go with Sligo. I'm going to say 3 points. I think Leitrim will hold their own, but Sligo, I think, are just the next best team after Cavan in it. So, Sligo to win by 3 points. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for the final weekend of the group stages of the Football League. So be sure to check out my predictions for the hurling semi-finals that are on this weekend as well. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you for the next one.